Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on my channel, and today we're taking a look at the Heroes Hour, which is a turn-based strategy game with the Rogue Realms DLC that adds a new faction and new units to the mix. The game itself is reminiscent of the Heroes franchise, or Heroes of Might and Magic, and more specifically Heroes 3, where you have towns that recruit units. You can build new buildings in that town, which can produce new units and give you new abilities. You have heroes that lead your armies to victory, only that here, heroes have no limit both to the amount of units that they can lead and the types of units that they can lead into battle. So a hero here, for instance, can lead 20 or 30 types of units into battle simultaneously, create huge battles. And as you can see, the battles are real time, unlike the Heroes franchise where the battles themselves were also turn based. Here they are entirely real time. However, there's still an adventure map that your heroes can travel, fight mobs, capture buildings that produce resources or produce other things like more units. There are ports where you can build ships that you can travel to other places on the map and travel the seas, and lots of other stuff in between. The game itself takes that formula of the heroes, and instead of trying to reinvent the whole idea, simply adds content to the Heroes franchise, and that is it. That is all it does. Now, there are no campaigns here. Just like the Heroes franchise where there were campaigns, here there is no campaign, only skirmish. However, each map that you're going to play, each of the maps here, the tiny, small, medium, all of these are actually templates. For instance, I'm going to choose the Dance of Death, and every time I play the Dance of Death, the game was going to randomly generate a new map for me in order to play the game. So each time I play, I'm going to play, if I choose a random faction, I'm going to show you just how many factions are here. 10 overall. There's the Order, Rogue, Random, I can choose Random. There are, you know, the races that fit the bill for specific fantasy realms, such as the Arcane, which are the High Elves, Decay, which are the Undead, Horde are the sort of Orcs, Earthen are the Dwarves, Wild are the Dark Elves that live in the woods, and there are also the Pyre, Lament, Tide, Delirium, Enclave, which are Lizard Men, I believe, Rogue, which is a sort of a mishmash of all of these, and Pillar, which I believe is based on Tibetan mythology, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to choose the... Let's go choose the Order, because it's the most straightforward. Now, as you can see, we have 6 types of heroes, and we can already see before choosing them what are their skill trees and the soldiers they're bringing with them. For instance, Riza here has both a blessing that that blesses all friendly units after casting a spell, or healing, and she can also upgrade to estates, which produces 350 gold per day per rank, all the way up to destruction that gives you a chance for your units to cast a spell when they die. So it's a lot of cool stuff here. As you can see, we have mages, we have priests, we have knights, we have everything that you can probably think of a Heroes game. Let's choose this guy, and I'm going to choose on difficulty easy. And why easy? Because the AI here managed to kick me probably in the 3rd week already. I played the game once against 2 AIs, they were on normal. At week 3, one of these AIs landed with an army the size of the D-Day landings right next to my town, and suffice to say, I couldn't put any sort of a fight against it. So I'm going to choose on easy because I don't want to get killed that easy or that fast. Now it's generating a map for me on the template that you have seen, which is 4 provinces. Each one of them has an unclaimed town in it. However, in order to get there, there are several pathways that I can follow. I can either, if I have a port, for instance, in this province, I can try and reach the other provinces through the sea. However, if not, there are guard posts that I need to defeat that stand on the only pathways in between provinces. So I have to actually become better and have a large army before I try going to other provinces. It's a sort of a mechanic to stop people from rushing into other territories and claiming other stuff, other buildings that are not in their home territory fast. So this is our guy. Kazadal, he's a general. He has 1 rank at rallying point, or rallying his units, and 1 rank at leadership, which increases morale of your army by 1. Morale, by the way, just like in the Heroes games, higher morale means that your units can move twice fast, and additionally they can attack faster. In the Heroes games, for instance, a high morale for an archer meant that he could fire twice a round. So this is probably the same around here. Now, one thing that is different from Heroes games is present in this game that is that by just looking at Smithdale, I can see which type of units is in there and how much income, buildings, and the town level. This is something that was not available in the Heroes franchise or the Heroes games, and especially Heroes 3, where you've seen, for instance, a mob and you didn't know if you could tackle them or you could not tackle them, if they are strong or if they are easy. Here, it simply tells you that these guys are about 5 of them are going to be challenging for our hero with the current army that he has. However, they are guarding both an obelisk, which I believe gives you pieces of information to hidden treasures that are hidden around the map, and is also guarding, this is a gold obelisk, and there's also a chest here. Let's go to the treasure chest, and we can go and take either the Mandel's Mantle, which gives us 1 defense and 1 attack, with 25% part of the Mandel's set. If we gather all the 3 pieces of the Mandel's set, it gives us 25% lost creatures return after combat. So that's nice. However, I'm going to take the gold for now. These are also challenging, these are impossible, these are hard. As you can see, you already know where you can go and where you cannot go at the start of the battle. Now let's go to my town. This is my town. Just like in the Heroes games, you see a layout of your town and where you can build or cannot build. These are the signs that are posted here, and you can see once you bring the mouse over, you can see a sort of a shadow or sort of a ghost of a building, so that you can see what fits in that specific place. And once you build these buildings, you have short keys or shortcuts to most of them. For instance, to the tavern and the guild of mages and other stuff here. Now you can also build the fort that greatly increases weekly number of units from a chosen dwelling in the town, which works exactly like the Heroes franchise. The Heroes games, you can upgrade the barracks, which upgrades your militia into halberdiers. Again, exactly like Heroes 3. You have courting house that gives 500 gold per day. So you can see there's a lot of new content, even to the regular human faction, the heroes and knights and paladins. There's a lot of new content that has been added into that faction. This relates to what I said before, where this game doesn't try to change the formula of the heroes games, but instead simply adds content to it and tries to reinvigorate your love for these games. Hmm. Let's build a marketplace. You can see there's a circle, a ghostly circle surrounding some place here. These are the places that I can build. For instance, I can build an armory which can make me a marksman that I can recruit 13 units weekly. I'm going to construct that. I'm going to max recruit these and max recruit these. These are now in the garrison of the city. Once the hero enters the city, I can transfer them to his army. If he was present in the city, then they would have automatically gone to his army instead of staying in the city's garrison. So it's something to keep your mind of. Okay, end of turn. Now let's get our hero. There, we've added. And we can't produce anything right now. So we have upgraded our militia, the militia that we had, the 30 militia that we had, into halberdiers, which do more damage and have more health. That's nice. As you can see, I've already built something today, so I cannot build a new building today. This is why this icon above the marketplace, instead of green, has changed to blue with a time, with a clock of sorts in it, to represent the fact that I have built in this day and I cannot build more than one building per day in my town. Now these guys that were challenging are considered easy, so let's fight them. Our general doesn't know any spells, because once I placed my mouse over here, sort of a spellbook would have popped up from beneath, and I could have put spells and told him where to cast his spells on my enemies, or spells that there are spells that either hurt my enemies in some form or spells that boost my soldiers in some form. They would have been here, but he doesn't know any spells, so I'll just skip to it and start the battle. And as you can see, my guys are forming battle lines and are actually fighting in real time. I can issue orders to attack, defend, surrender if I feel like it, speed up the process, which is something that is very nice. And we've won. Mr. Kazadar has won 900 XP. Ooh, just short. Let's go to the gold obelisk. Show that unclear as it is, you know it leads to treasure. Other obelisks and obelus pieces will make the vision clearer. Nice. Gold obelisk, either 1000 gold or 4 crystals. Let's go with the gold. Gold is always nice. These are stables. Just like in the Heroes games, allows my hero to travel further for the rest of the week. That's nice. What else do we got here? We got an ore quarry, a sawmill, a hostage. Imprisoned units will join whatever army comes to save them. Yeah, sure. Oh, but they got goats. Goats are hard enemies, it seems. What is that? The same vision appears, but seems to have slightly more clear now. A few more pieces and you'll find the treasure. Okay, so I guess I'll have to find... This is moderate. Far post. Okay, so this is something new. A far post. Okay, so it tells me I can sort of sacrifice units that I have. Keep on watch out of the gentle safety insurance of native civilians. The soldiers here are true elites and will only consider joining your side if they are assured someone will hold their post meanwhile. So they don't feel like it. I need better troops in order for them to release this Apex, which is horrifying. 350 health. Holy Jesus. This army, almost all of this army, half of this army has as much health as this unit has. Holy Jesus. So it's truly an elite unit. No doubt about that. Let's go and keep exploring the world. This is a random roaming neutral hero. He will do nothing against me. However, the game usually spawns them as sort of N-tier mobs for my heroes to get better and upgrade their level and gather experience. Child of Midas. The Midas touch. Yeah, sure. Why not? Gather my resources. These mobs, if I'm correct, these mobs, they regenerate and respawn. So if you have heroes that are going about around the map, you will constantly have mobs that to practice on, for instance, to gather experience. So your level 1 heroes and level 2 heroes can still gather experience even if you have one hero that is level 10 or 15 and he has killed all the mobs in the map. You can still recruit new heroes and they will still have someone to fight with and gather experience from. I'm going to go with the pack hunters. And as you can see, my army, so as long as it gathers more and more and more creatures and more soldiers, then suddenly all of these mobs that were impossible or moderate, or like for instance this one that was hard is now easy. So it's going to be an easy fight. A tunnel leading to another realm. That's great. That's also a hazard for me because the AI can also use it once it gets over whatever mob is guarding that tunnel. I want to go and rescue these hostages and see what these hostages are up to. As you can see, in my province there is no port, so I have no ability to travel the seas and go to other provinces without encountering the guardhouses that I spoke about earlier. Pow pow, choo choo, and player 1. 2000 XP, that's nice. Now he is level 2. Okay, so what do we got? Planning decreases the cost of all buildings in all towns. That's nice. Creativity. After combat gives the hero a chance to learn a new skill at a small experience cost. The offered skills are often not within the normal skill tree. The base rate at skill earned every 5 battles and is reduced by 50% for each additional rank. The skill will cost 1/10 of the experience required to level up. Okay. Archery gives ranged units in your army a chance to fire strike projectiles. True strike projectiles strike a 4 times larger area and deal extra damage scaling to the base of the enemy, to the size of the enemy, starting at twice. Also increases the range of attack by 8 per rank. Wow. And banditry gives the hero bandits each turn, teaches ambush, which allows the hero to go into a special combat scenario from which they can gain gold and experience. This banditry is what I spoke about of skills that allows your hero to sort of generate his own soldiers uh, at every turn. So, for instance, he gains every day 2 bandits to his army, and he has the ability to fight an unaffiliated hero that is available for hire in one of your opponent's taverns. This means that if your enemy has a level 5, for instance, hero in his tavern that he has not yet recruited, this guy can enter into an ambush scenario. And if he defeats that hero, then a new hero spawns in your enemy's tavern, but that hero is going to be lower level. So for instance, if he expects to have 4 or 5 level heroes in his tavern, then he will suddenly have a level 1 hero in his tavern because you've defeated the level 5 hero. That's nice. That's great. Oh, we leveled another. Can I level this too? Upgrade requires level 4 and battle leadership. Okay. Let's go with the archery. Now let's go free those hostages. These are the Freyr. Ranged and Hilo. Nice. Let's see what we can build here. Let's build the blacksmith. The blacksmith allows us to build either the swordsman or the strong arm, which can knock back and has rage, but the swordsman is sturdy, protected, and slow. Let's select this guy, for instance. Create this. I like, by the way, how there's little miniatures that represent his army that are guarding it, and once he rides throughout the map, then these guys are following him. That's really nice. That's actually very cute. Week of the Succubus. A new week has begun, and towns have renewed unit growth. This week's effect, weekly growth of Succubus and Mind Melter is doubled. During combat, these units gain 10% more health and 10% more damage. That's nice. If I could have recruited them, it would have been awesome, but I can't. So I'm going to add these guys to my unit roster as well. I'm going to max the marksman, and as you can see, they've already automatically went to his army, as well as the halberdiers and the swordsman. So now this is sort of an army that you wouldn't see in Heroes, because each hero could have had 6 types of units, but this guy has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? 7. So that's 7, and he can actually lead all of the units in this unit creation roster. He can lead them at the very same time. So this was a first impression video for Heroes Hour. If you feel like it's something that might be interesting to you, go and check it out in Steam. This has been enough from me for today. I hope you liked it. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And tell me in the comments if you want to see more content like this next time. And this is it. So I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.